Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a quick video. Actually, it's probably not going to be a quick video. It's actually probably going to be a long video. But I wanted to show what all helmets I have available for sale. Right now I have quite a few of them that are either prepped or ready for paint. I've either started sanding them, I've either started UV resin coating them and sanding them. Some of them I've just fixed. A few of them are ones I actually had damaged during the print or failure during the print. I have some armor. So anyway, let's get it started. So the first one I want to show you is I have a hazmat Mandalorian. This was a failed print. You can see I started UV resin coating it. You can see some of the infill, and I had some wobbles, some Z wobbles. It's kind of dirty, unfortunately. My shop is a little dirty. So as you can see, I've already started UV resin coating it. That's one of them. Anything you see on this video, yeah, it's dirty. Anything you see on this video, you can make me an offer, and worst case scenario, I refuse it. So don't be shy. Just make me an offer on whatever you see. Let me know which one you want. This is the Hazmat Mandalorian from Galactic Armory. I have a second one because they failed twice. This one I actually had to repair and put it together. So it's actually a two-piecer that I actually glued. You can see the seam inside. This I also started UV resin coating. Same sort of issues. It had some interesting, I think there's Z wobbles, some sort of defect in the print when I was printing it. Sanding it and painting it would probably, sanding it and prepping would probably help with this one. So that's two Hazmat Mandalorians right there. Most of these helmets, I'm gonna be honest, most of these helmets are 24-inch helmets. I have one or two that are 25-inch. This is a 25-inch helmet. This is one from Jake the Maker. I have all of the earpieces, so if you see them here without the earpieces, I have a lot of the earpieces already made and done. Same with the back pieces. This is a really cool helmet. It's a 25-incher, so it is a good size helmet. That's one from Jake the Maker. Again, make me an offer on any of these if you want. This is another one. This is one of my first prints. I didn't have the settings quite dialed in yet, so I have some issues with like fractures in the paint. This one would be the only way to really fix this one is to use some UV resin, and so this might not even be worth messing with. I know it hasn't been really for me. I could reprint this and make it better. I do not recommend using the red Bondo glaze or putty. It just fractures. So, you know, and I'll show you a couple helmets with the same issue. They're falling over. But if you'd like something like this, is the Temple Guard, the Jedi Temple Guard, make me an offer. You can buy it for me, probably pretty darn cheap because I don't really want to mess with it anymore. Another one that I had that had a failed print, you can see a lot of the Z wobbles in there. These are all before I got really good at printing. So I've already UV resin coated it. That's why it's got a shimmer to it. It is dirty because, again, my shop is dirty. This is a really cool helmet. I have a little earpiece for it that attaches. Make me an offer. Like you see, I've already started sanding the UV resin coating. It could probably use another, well, quite a bit more sanding and probably some more resin coating. This one's a really cool one. I've already prepped this one, sanded, painted, prepped, whatever you want to call it. Done a lot of the work for it. You can see it had some Z wobbles in it, but I've already sanded all that out and used UV resin to fix it. This is the Partisan helmet from Alter Ego Armory. It's a really cool helmet. This helmet also fits the binoculars, which I could print for you if you want to have, or I have these earpieces already ready to go without the binoculars. So that is a prepped and ready to paint helmet. Make me an offer for it. I think they're on my Etsy store for like $250. So make me an offer for one of these. I've got another one that's prepped and ready for paint. That's another Jake the Maker helmet. Again, these are all dirty. Sorry, I should probably have cleaned them all before I didn't make the video. It's a great helmet. This is a, pretty sure it's a 24-incher. Yeah, this is probably a 24-inch helmet as well. It's a really cool helmet. I have the earpieces and everything already made for it. You can see I started prepping it for paint. So it's another really cool helmet that, you know, you can basically jump into and paint it. Unless you're really super picky, and then you might want to sand some of there's some small faint, you know, resin line or layer lines in it. So you might want to sand it more if you're really picky. So another one, another Alter Ego Armory design. This one I believe is the Guardian, I believe. So that's another Alter Ego Armory. This one will also fit the eye goggles if you want to buy goggles to go with it, the binoculars. Otherwise, I've got the earpieces already printed. This is one of my 25 inchers. As you can see, it fits. It's kind of big on me. So this is one of my 25 inchers. I did have some issues with it during the print, and I've UV resin coated it and started sanding it. My goal was to prep and paint this one and get it ready for somebody that wanted it. And it's just been sitting in the shop ever since because I've got quite a few commissions. So make me an offer on it, and maybe you'll get it. I just showed you that one. I've got some armor. These are the thigh pieces. I printed these for myself. I can get you dimensions. They were designed for somebody about 6 feet tall. I couldn't fit them in my calves. So I'm pretty sure I had these back pieces. There's magnet spots that pop in magnets. I have 2 of them, left and right. You know, they might have some Z wobble, not super bad. No real layer shifts. I guess there might be a layer shift right there. So there's some minor details to fix up. Make me an offer on them if you want some, pretty cool shin armor. What else we got? Let's see. Darth Nihilus masks. I have one that I started prepping and one that still needs to be sanded and prepped. Both of these had some layer shifts. Kind of hard to see on this one, but you can see it more back here where they kind of shifted a little bit during the print. Like that one. I tried to fix that one with some resin so you can kind of see that it's not as noticeable, but they do probably need to be more sanded more and tidied up more. But make me an offer on some Darth Nihilus masks. What else do I got? I have some miniature Mandalorian helmets. These are pretty cool little helmets. These are a mashup helmet that I designed using a bunch of Alter Ego Armory helmets. So it's a miniature helmet. I've got a couple of them. This is another one that I did that's a mashup of some Alter Ego Armory helmets. I thought they were really cute. I was starting to prep them and get them ready for paint, and I just haven't had a time because I have other work to do. So there's those. I have another one that's a miniature. That's really cool. Actually, I have 2. I'll show you these. They're pretty cute. So this is another of my Alter Ego Armory mashup helmets where there's several helmets made to make this one. And then there's a little one. It fits inside it. So anyway, there's a couple different helmets. They're pretty cool. If you want miniatures, message me. I also made a Mythosaur wall mount. It's pretty good size, as you can see. It's almost bigger than my head. So this is pretty cool. It did have an issue with the print, so when I actually ended up having to print it in 2 pieces. That's why there's a little seam across here. I had started fixing it and I was getting ready to paint it. I was going to hang it on my wall and just never got around to it because I got too much work. So make me an offer if you want that guy. Another one. I think this might be the last. No, I still have more helmets. Wow. Make me an offer. I really need to get rid of some of this stuff because it's in my shop. So it's taking up space. I've got this and the diamond. This is an Alter Ego Armory chest armor. This is a little ab piece that goes behind it. I have started prepping it to be painted. This had some, I can show you more of the issues. It had some Z wobbles and you can see kind of the infill. That was the issue with this side. So I sanded it and then I UV resin coated it and I started sanding it some more. That's why it looks the way it does. So it basically just needs to be sanded and finished. You can kind of see with that one. So we'll see some minor layer shifts on it. So anyway, most of these issues I have addressed with the new printer I have ordered. I'm hoping never to have this issue again, but you know, it happens with 3D printing. This helmet I had already finished. It was one of the helmets I made for Galactic Armory contest. I didn't like what it looked like, so I started redoing it and I never got a chance to finish it. I have noticed that there is a fracture in it right here. And then when I primered it, the paint actually fractured, the primer actually fractured. So this helmet could just use a really good sand and repaint. But yeah, you can see I had already finished it. I had put bed liner back here. I made this custom piece for it. So it was a cool helmet. I just didn't really like the finished look. And I wanted to kind of redo it and repaint it and make it something new. And I have never gotten really around to it, but you can see there's some issues. This probably could use some UV resin coating. fractures like this one on some of the helmets I had in the earlier days, really the only best way to fix it is to put UV resin coating on it from my experience. Oftentimes if I have that sort of fracture, it's where the layer lines didn't adhere to each other the best, and so they kind of fracture, and they'll show up through the paint. They'll show up through even the red Bondo glaze. So I find using UV resin coating over it will actually solve a lot of those issues. Another early print for me was one of these guys, one of the Inquisitors, I believe. It's a Galactic Armory file, if I remember correctly. It just didn't print really well. You can see back here I had a lot of little, like, what they're called warts or pimples. You can kind of see them. So it didn't really print very well, and I started sanding it, and I was going to go through all of that, and I just haven't gotten a chance to. So you can see there's, you know, a lot of work to it. But make me an offer if it's something that sounds good to you and you don't mind doing the work. The last one on my list, I really hope it's the last one. I got a lot of stuff. Yeah, last one on my list. This is another Galactic Armory file. It is a Halo Spartan Mandalorian, modeled after the Armorer Mandalorian. That's why it has little spikes up it. This was a failed print. I actually have two more of these, but they're in worse condition than this one. I had to print that top piece. That's why you can see it's different than the rest of it. And I had spent some time trying to get it all to line up, and I didn't like how it looked. Showing it closely, you can see where the Bondo glaze fractured. So this helmet, in my opinion, needs some more sanding, and instead of Bondo glaze, this was also before I knew what I know about UV resin coating. I think this one could use a good sand it back down, UV resin coat it, make it nice and solid. But there's issues with this one that would take some time. You know, you can see where I started using UV resin on it. I don't like, this is where I learned not to use UV resin over the top of primer. I just don't like it. It doesn't work as well as if you go straight over the plastic, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a cool helmet, cool design. I can reprint all of these helmets in way better condition. When the new printer comes in, I'm going to have much better time with a lot of this sort of thing. Sorry that my video is so long, but it does show you everything I have sitting in the garage. I do have, what else do I have? I have an Iron Man helmet. I didn't show you. I have, what else? Some gauntlet pieces, but they're just pieces. I'm trying to think what else I have. I do have a life-size Yoda that I never finished. That might be another one that somebody would be interested in. And then I have my actual finished helmets. So I have a Gar Saxon that I finished. You know, it's basically ready to go. I've wired some lights into it, so I would sell that one. I have my Mandalorian helmet. If you've been paying attention, I have quite a few different helmets that are finished that I'm looking to sell as well. And I believe that is it. I'll probably find more after I do this video, but anyway, thanks for paying attention. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, message me, comment below, any of the above, and I will try to get back to you. If you have questions about sizing or anything along that lines, let me know. And asking's free, so shoot me your offer on whichever items you want. And worst case scenario, I say no. So best case scenario, you get something for a good price. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will probably tune in here another couple days and let you know how everything's progressing. I do have the Elegoo Neptune 4 Max coming in, so I'll be able to do full-size armor. I'm still trying to make these Sunlu printers work properly. They're not really working properly, but I'm trying to make them work properly. But what else? If I sell enough of this stuff, I will use the proceeds to buy probably a Bambu Lab printer or the Creality K1 Max. I'm leaning toward the Bambu just because they just have a better reputation. So anyway, that's that. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good rest of the day, guys.